Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for August of 2022, if you can believe it. We're just going to jump right in here, Pisces, and we're going to see what is going on for you at this time. I like it already. The number 20, it's kind of weird. The number 22 has been a number that keeps popping up for me. And I'm not saying this to talk about myself, but I'm a Pisces, obviously. And the first card you have is number 22. So that, the number 22 could be, very important. Also, that breaks down to 11. So like 11 could be very important. But what I would say that's more important is like 22 is, I feel like this came up for another sign a couple weeks ago, but 22 is like a master number, and it is a number of like building something, like building a business or building something successful. You start off here with this hummingbird spirit, and it just says joy on it. Cheating a little bit here, but I'd say pretty much everyone, I think, needs a little bit more joy and happiness. I've been talking about it for 2 years because of COVID. It's like, the way that I look at the universe and astrology and everything is that we should be doing the opposite of like what everybody else is doing, right? Because it's like usually, if you're doing what everybody else is doing, to me, it reminds me of Esther Hicks. It's like you're observing something that has already happened. You're not taking control of your reality. That's why I think we should be doing the opposite, basically. But what I would say is that I feel like you need more fun. And you have the Seven of Swords here. There are 2 cards that have polka dots in the tarot. Well, actually, there's technically like 3. You could say the Fool kind of has polka dots on his cloak as well. But 3 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, or 3 of Pentacles, and 7 of Swords, which you have as a center card here, they both have polka dots on their cloak, or there's a person on the 3 of Pentacles that does. And it kind of represents needing to have more fun, more joy, more, enlightenment in your life. The hummingbird spirits kind of reminded me of that. I think in one of the Animal Speaks books, or, by Ted Andrews, or one of those books, he talks about the hummingbirds, like visiting like 1,000 plus flowers a day or something like that, right? And it kind of is reminding me of like to keep going back to things that bring you happiness, joy in your life, all that other good stuff. So I would be making sure, for whatever reason, that 7 of Swords right here is really saying that this almost needs to be like a practice, something that you do every single day, like bringing more joy or happiness or doing things that kind of remind you of joy and happiness, just like the hummingbird, kind of visiting the flowers. You have the Justice card, the 7 of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. Justice, I feel, kind of interesting how this top row is laid out, because I feel things are maybe not necessarily, I feel like things are turning around for you, but this to me is more just like a waking up energy. You have this bear spirit, which is kind of like a card of coming out of hibernation. So I feel like you're feeling very energetic. I'm wondering if the second half is going to be more energetic than your first half, even though we have Mars retrograde and things like that. Sometimes, as a Pisces, I feel like the retrogrades and all that are like the opposite for me. It's like some of the best times in my life have been under retrograde energy. So I don't know. It could be one of those things where really the second half is going to be an improvement over the first half, maybe because of the retrogrades. Who knows? But I kind of feel more fairness with this Justice card. I would say that clearly some sort of truth is coming out here or needs to be revealed. Justice, 7 of Swords, Ace of Swords, in this first diagonal here. So, to me, this is kind of like something being revealed, especially with the Hermit. The Hermit has the star in his lantern out in front of him. So for some of you, I feel like some sort of truth needs to come down. It's weird that I said that because the reason I said that is I was looking at this 9 of Wands. And I don't want to go off on a tangent here and get off track, but, it kind of seems to me like for some of you, especially in love, if there's a person you want to be with, I feel like some boundaries need to come down, some truths need to come out. It doesn't mean there were lies, but, maybe just... I always think that in relationships, sometimes we don't tell the person like what we want in the relationship or what we expect or whatever. And those are the things I feel here. That's for those of you that are looking for love. Next, you have the 7 of Pentacles. I feel like you're not, like in the past, you've realized that you're not getting enough joy and happiness out of situations in your life. So this seems like a lifelong pursuit for you, Pisces. Probably just happiness, or like what is happiness, or what are the activities I need to do. The thing is I feel like you are more than willing to do the work. Like, I feel like you are more than willing to, put in the work to be happy or to create your own happiness. And that's what the 7 of Pentacles is saying to me. I really feel this is a pursuit, kind of like the pursuit of happiness, but you have the Queen of Wands. She is like very bold, assertive, she really goes for the things she wants. She doesn't like wait for things to happen. She makes things happen. And that's what I feel like you're doing this month is I feel like you're really coming into this month willing to make things happen. I feel like you feel much more motivated than you have in a very long time. Probably since the the beginning of the year basically, because again, I feel the first half maybe was just a little bit slow. Maybe not bad, but just slow. Next you have this new moon in Pisces card. It says meditate and contemplate. And you have this bear. So I do feel like meditation, would be very important for you. I'm getting something here about facing some fears for sure. I'm kind of surprised that the Five of Swords hasn't shown up in this reading for you. Five of Swords to me is a card of separation and all that other stuff that everybody talks about, but really, it's also a card of like taking a risk or needing to face some sort of fear, and I feel like that would be very beneficial with these two cards. I kind of feel like you need to use your feelings more as a guide. And like how you feel about things. It's kind of weird. Like lately, I don't know about you Pisces, but like lately I've been feeling weird about things. Like I was supposed to have this internet installed here at my new place, and I don't know, it just felt weird. And all this stuff was going on around it, and I just canceled it. I canceled it because of the weirdness, and I felt like 1,000 times better after. And I know that seems like a little thing, but I don't know. Who knows? What would have happened if I let it go through. And that's what I mean by trusting your feelings with this, and kind of like using your feelings as a guide. If something feels super weird, like maybe you want to cancel it. It's popping into my head, or maybe you want to get out of it. I would say the opposite too. If something feels really, really good to you, I would move towards it. I feel that joy card is like saying move more towards joy and creating more joyful moments, right, in your life. And that's what I would do with this energy. I definitely feel like you're waking up with that bear card. I feel like you're kind of coming out of hibernation. It just very simple energy I get off that card. Again, I feel like things are about to be very busy for you. And again, surprisingly slow. So is what I would say. Because normally Mars retrograde is slow energy. Normally, again, it's not until October. It doesn't matter. I feel like we're still going to be dealing with the energy sooner rather than later. And, I would say that I feel like things are actually speeding up. You have the Five of Cups, the Seven of Swords, and the Ten of Wands. Five of Cups, like I do feel a little bit like things could be easier. He's crying over the spilt milk here. He's not focused on what he could have. The Two Cups with the bridge and the castle. Again, I feel, like I said earlier, that there is a need not to ignore reality, but, again, I think we can observe reality all day long, but it's not going to change it, right? Most of us are stuck in that observation mode. We need to turn into that thinking mode, as Esther Hicks says, where we kind of think about what we want, not what has already happened. And, that's like the problem with observation. Like observing the reality is that it's already happened. So we might as well think about what we actually want. You have the Seven of Swords here, more play. Definitely with that joy card, I feel if you're not playing, whatever that means to you, could be like taking part in some sort of hobby, could be cooking, could be, spending time with your children, whatever it is, doesn't matter. But I feel like in those moments, that's when you are going to be discovering some like genius ideas. You have the Hermit right here. You have the Nine of Wands as well. Nine of Wands is my card of experimentation. It's my card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So I feel for a lot of you that getting out of your head basically is going to be very important. I do feel you have a lot of excuse me. I feel like you have a lot of responsibilities at this time. So again, it does seem like a very responsible time for you where there are a lot of things that you are like needing to take care of. I feel there are a lot of things that you need to do. But look, he's about to reach this right here, this house. That is his house. And he is carrying his harvest. He is carrying what he has planted in the first place. I personally like the Ten of Wands. He's about to have his harvest. He's about to get his rewards. I really feel like you're in the home stretch here, Pisces, on something. Probably something that you have been loyal to. You have this loyal heart card. This could be love, of course, but this card is also kind of a card of prosperity. And, it's a card of being loyal to something, and that's what makes you successful, is the fact that you have stuck with something for a long time. I mean, perfect example, not to toot my own horn, but my channel, right? For like years, I was stuck at like 30, 40,000, somewhere around there, and my channel wasn't really growing, but I stayed loyal to the channel. I just kept doing the same thing every single day, right? And now I have a lot more subs. So, case in point, I was loyal to the channel no matter what. And that's what I would say here. It's like, you might have some things in your life that or not have not been going how you want, 10 of wands, but I feel like as long as you stick with it, as long as you're persistent, perseverant, as long as you keep going, 9 of wands, card of perseverance, and as long as you're perseverant, I feel like you will be very successful in the very near future. It's like you're in the home stretch. Like I said, Pisces, 9 of wands, hermit, ace of swords, definitely a victory coming in for you. I feel like someone needs to tell the truth. I don't know. It's like maybe you need to tell yourself the truth about something here, Pisces, because it's not like I'm not getting like a lie. It's sure, you have the Seven of Swords here, and you have the Justice card here. So it's like if there was a lie, the truth has already come out. You already know about it because the Justice card is coming up in the past. And so I'd say if that story is for you, then like, this could be like karmic justice coming in. But for the most part, I feel like this is talking about an inner truth that you have. It's like the hermit, he has gone through a dark night of the soul. He has gone through something very challenging and very difficult. And now he is shining his inner light in that lantern. But, I always say I love the hermit, but it's like that's the star. It looks exactly like the star from the star card, but it's like trapped inside the lantern. He's not letting it out. And I get that feeling for you here where there could be some boundaries. Maybe I feel you're kind of like worried about an outcome, like what happens if I, tell this person I want to marry him, if this is love. I feel for some of you, it's like what happens. Really, I would say it doesn't matter what the circumstance is. I don't care if it's love, business, whatever. I kind of feel like the fear here is like what happens if I go all in. I feel that could be the fear, but it's like you've already been through the darkness. It's like it's time to go all in, as I've been saying for such a long time, Pisces. But let's see where this is going. I definitely like this reading for you, Pisces. With the Justice card, you have the Two of Cups. Definitely could be regarding love. I do feel like there could be a perfect match coming in for you. I'm telling you right now, it's so weird to me that, I did the 2022 readings, and like every single reading had the Two of Cups, and I was saying, man, it really strikes me as one of those years where if you're finding love, it could be a type of person that is very different than your usual type. Two of Cups, the two people on this card are traditionally meant to look very different. It kind of represents someone who comes from a different background or a different location or whatever. So I feel like you could be attracting a person who is very different. I would say if there's fear, that could also be where the fear is. It's like if you are attracting a person who is raised differently or, whatever, there could be some fears because of that. But I definitely feel like there is a correction. There's like almost like a karmic correction coming in for you in love, I feel. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Swords. I feel in a lot of ways you finally know what to do. You have two sevens. Two sevens to me are internal fears that don't exist. So I'd say if you have any fears about anything, it's definitely time to let go of the fears. But, the Queen of Swords, she normally would have her back to this direction. So it's almost like with that Seven of Pentacles, I feel like some of you have either made a decision already to do something different with your life or you're just kind of moving forward. I feel like she's just ready to move forward. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Devil. The Devil kind of says, like, do not, that you could basically set yourself free. I do feel like some of you maybe feel trapped by certain things, mostly people. And I kind of feel this is saying let yourself go. Really, those are the words I'm getting, which don't really necessarily make sense in this reading, but that's what I'm getting basically. So I kind of feel like you have to let yourself go. Normally, the people have chains around their necks on the Devil card, and for some of you, it's like I just intuitively I feel like maybe you finally have made the decision to let yourself go from a toxic relationship or situationship, whatever you want to call it, and I feel like you're kind of moving forward. With the Five of Cups, you have the Magician. There you go. I mean, really, I feel like this is your energy this year. I feel like you are the Magician really, for your whole entire life, you are a Pisces. Even though the Magician doesn't represent Pisces, doesn't matter. I mean, I feel like Pisces is like the master manifester. But I do feel like it's time to manifest. And the Five of Cups would really tell me that the way for you to manifest at this time is through gratitude. Being grateful for what you do have. Again, you're not observing reality. You're focusing on what you want when you are grateful. And that's why gratitude works, right? With the Seven of Swords, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Again, I know these two were connected, of course, because they show up right next to each other as well. It's basically the universe saying I meant what I said. So I feel for a lot of you that there's either a new beginning coming in for you, Magician, Seven of Pentacles, Queen of Swords facing this direction. Pretty simple stuff, right? With the Ten of Wands, you have the Ace of Cups. Love it. I kind of like this. I kind of don't. You have two aces here, which is a definite yes to any question that I haven't answered. Some of you might be you might view love as a burden or something that where you have to shoulder a lot of responsibility. And I'm not saying that's not true, but I do feel some of you maybe have a negative view on love. I kind of feel like this reading, again, I'm not telling you what to do, and tarot can't tell you what to do either, but, I do feel like love is available to you if you want it, and I feel like it can be much more free-flowing. It's not a burden. It's not 10 of Wands, right? And I feel that, someone needs to hear that. For others, I just feel, again, it's just saying be loyal to what you love. You've already put in a bulk of the work is what that 10 of Wands is telling me. The Ace of Cups is saying, like, when you reach your home, when you put your burdens down, when you finish whatever you're working on, I feel like you're going to be very happy. With the 9 of Wands, you have the 10 of Wands. There you go. Again, don't give up on the 10 of Wands. Keep pushing is what I'm going to say here. With the Hermit, you have the, what is this? The Page of Wands, sorry. The Page of Wands is about going on adventure, and I feel for a lot of you, this is talking about going on an adventure, experiencing new things. But I feel like you need to kind of set yourself free. The Hermit, he might be frozen here at the top of that mountain. His feet might be frozen. He could easily put his inner light down by his feet and set himself free. So for some of you, I do feel this is like encouraging you to make some moves. And with the Ace of Swords, you have the Six of Swords, major improvements. Yeah, I feel this is really good reading for you. Like I said, I feel the really very simple. I feel like it's saying you're in the home stretch. You're kind of like at the end of something that's been, very hard and difficult, and you're about to accomplish something you've been loyal to for a very long period of time. For others, I feel like there's, again, I feel another way to look at this is that loyal heart card is just saying there has been something that I feel like has been consistent throughout your life. Like if you're wondering, what do I do? Maybe you will have always had a similar interest. Maybe there's a person who's always been there for you. Maybe there's whatever, right? And I feel like that's what you're kind of like moving towards here. But I love this reading for you, Pisces. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.